Taking a quick look at another cool gadget today. This is a quote-unquote AI translator from Mesay, and it supports over 138 languages that you can translate back and forth between with dedicated buttons that you can press on for talking between your language, for example English, and also a secondary language. It also has a few other modes, including photo translation, because there is a camera here on the rear, along with an LED flash. In fact, it really does remind me of just a mini cell phone, having a glass build on the front and back, as well as aluminum alloy metal on the rails. But aside from the more compact size with a 4-inch screen, what makes it different compared to a phone is there are more microphones for picking up your voice as well as the other person as they're talking, so offering slightly better transcription, and you get a variety of translation modes, including offline translation, so even if there's no internet connectivity, the translator can still function, offering up to 98% translation accuracy using a variety of AI engines behind the scenes. You can also record voice memos, and it will save the entire audio recording that you can play back, as well as see the translated result, in addition to a simultaneous translation mode that will capture everything you're saying if you're in a meeting, for example, and you want to see it translated instantly into the secondary language. As you can tell here, the speed is quite good, and the accuracy is not bad. There's even a language learning mode that helps you pronounce phrases in the second language that you're trying to learn. For example, let's try pronouncing the Spanish translation for "what is this?" We can tap on here and then click to say the phrase, ¿Qué es esto? And you'll see a rating here for how accurate I was with the pronunciation. The mobile group chat mode is also quite interesting. What you're able to do is allow other users across social media, including WeChat, Facebook, so on and so forth, join a chat room, and all of the messages that you see on this device will be translated into your language, for example, English. Other functions include a text-based translator, so you can type it in using the keyboard instead of the microphones if you prefer, as well as a basic world clock. You can even find a couple of utility tools, which will also provide you with a pronunciation guide, as well as some examples of how that particular word or phrase is being used. Now, by the way, you can change the volume of the built-in speakers just by tapping on the left and right capacitive keys here down below. A couple of other utility tools include an exchange rate conversion calculator, and that is updated as long as you have Wi-Fi internet connectivity, in addition to some other functions like a built-in MP3 player. So this can leverage the 3.5mm headphone jack or wireless Bluetooth headphones or speakers to listen to music. And there is even a standard micro SD card slot to expand on the built-in memory. So if you're looking for kind of an iPod replacement just for listening to some music while taking up less space perhaps in your pocket, if you're just exercising, this might actually be an interesting choice as well. Also, the translated voice can be changed between male versus female, and you can also check for some firmware updates under the more advanced settings. Even though it's technically based on Android though, it has been heavily customized, and again, anywhere you are from the UI, you can instantly press on the keys to jump into the translation. Here's another quick example as we are translating. And as you can tell, the overall speed here is quite good and responsive. Now, maybe the only app on here that I'm not the biggest fan of is this one called SOS, because it's not really contacting an emergency, but rather if you tap on there, it just tells you what the police as well as the first aid number is that you have to still dial yourself, because there is no cellular capabilities on this model. It doesn't support a SIM card like a real phone. You have to still use a regular phone to make those calls. So it's kind of just a contact card more than anything else. And even though this thing has Wi-Fi, it's built on Android, it has been purposefully limited, so you can't really use it for web browsing or installing other games or apps. So it's a bit locked down. But again, for the essentials of just playing back music, and of course for translation with all the various modes, it is not bad, and the overall design and build quality also feels quite premium. Last but not least, in the packaging, you do have just a quick silicone soft touch rubber case, which is a nice extra, a USB Type-C charging cable, as well as just a quick user guide. So again, if you are a frequent road warrior and you're trying to get the fastest translations possible at a click of a button, this might be an interesting option, in addition to acting as a small music player, MP3 player as well.